My name is Josh Farley. Today we're talking with college students about God, science, and we're doing some magic tricks.
Oh no. Oh no. That was crazy, dog.
You do a very important job, you know what it is? Shit, we got a mic right here. Anyone you want, it matters not. Look at it, memorize it, and then I'm just gonna pull out the first pair that I see. It happen to be these two nines. Place the card back somewhere in the deck. It happens super quick, so you kind of have to keep like a keen eye out. King of spades, king of clubs. Happens on the count of three. 1, 2, and 3. 1, 2, and 3. 2, 3.
Oh, hold on, what the hell?
Okay, bye. Oh my gosh!
Is that your card?
Yeah! What? That was so cool!
That wasn't fair. That happened too quick, right?
Yeah.
That's too quick. Okay. Those 3 seconds are actually 3 different parts of the trick. So the first part of the trick you kind of did for me, push it in there slowly. And then the second part is to get it to jump from the center to the top. Once it's on top, it's very easy to get to jump.
Hey, slow it down, please.
What?
The top, once it's on top, it's very easy to get it to jump. Like those. What's your name?
My name is Mario Harden.
My name is Krista. My name is Rachel. My name is Molly.
What's your name?
Hi, man.
What's your major?
Speech pathology.
Right now I'm undecided, but next semester I'll be majoring in theater.
Elementary education. I have no clue.
Sweet.
Respiratory therapy.
Respiratory therapy? What do you know about the scientific process or the scientific method?
You have to do hypothesis first, then you will get to the theory, I think.
Hypothesis and then... I don't... You just...
I mean, like you're making an educated guess and what you believe it is, and then you test it out, and then if it doesn't work, then you make another one. If it does work, then you keep moving from there.
Do you know how accurate published studies are?
I mean, not exactly, but I know things can like be worded a certain way, or like statistics can be worded a certain way and skewed in certain ways to like make you think things are better or worse.
Perpetuate their own agendas and stuff.
Right.
I hope that they are like accurate enough to like you can like use them as facts.
Hopefully they are.
Yeah, I mean, we still use it, so I assume that they're
Are they not?
Within the scientific method, you have your R squared.
Which is how wrong the study is. There's a lot of like scientific journals that get published where
Bias. Yeah. Do you think the scientific method and religion can coexist?
Yeah, I don't know like how you would like combine the two.
If you talk about
Yeah.
evolution, Christianity doesn't believe in that.
Yeah.
You can look at the human body and like you study the human brain. There's no way that's gonna form from an explosion.
Scientific method usually proves a lot of things regard to religious stuff. Religion came like long time ago. We knew about it before, but we don't know how it happened or how it occurred. But with this science, with this method, or this scientific method, we can.
I think it depends on how you look at it. I personally believe that science and God can. So you have a hypothesis, you test it, you prove it, you reevaluate your hypothesis, all of that. Well, with God, a lot of people feel like you can't ultimately prove that there's God because like you can't see him, you can't touch him. In that sense, people would probably say no. I feel like you just have to look a little deeper and then you see like evidence of God like everywhere.
Do you think science is proving or disproving God?
I feel as though it can go both ways. It can prove that he is like real, and it can prove that he's not.
I don't know if I'd say like either.
Like there are some scientists that support God, but
Some that don't.
Yeah. So they
like,
bring it.
yeah, like you can't
It
like.
depends on who you're really talking to.
I think it proves that like with the scientific method you're being realistic, and if you think about it you cannot like just assume. Like for some people like they assume like this will just appear, but with the scientific method and you're being realistic to yourself, sometimes you feel like there's something. There is someone who made all this.
Do you have like a religious upbringing or background?
Yeah, we
went to the same church.
Christianity.
Yeah, my family, I grew up in a Christian home.
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
So were you raised that way, or?
Yeah.
Being raised into it, like sort of like I've been born into Christianity.
When I was younger, we went to a Baptist church, and then when I was in like middle school and high school, we went to a Presbyterian church. Very different.
Yeah, I have been Muslim. I was born with Muslim family culture, and back home, like in Saudi Arabia, like if you think about it, you think like you're forced to be Muslim if you're in Saudi Arabia, because all people around you are from the same religious belief. But then, like I came here, and even when I was there, like I could read about anything I want. I have read about a lot of religions and many things. And then I decided like I still wanna be admired.
What's the religious climate of America?
I think of America as like a melting pot, so there's like all different types of religions.
It depends on where you are and who you're asking. But I think the word religion specifically comes with negative connotations for a lot of people. People think of the word religion and they think of like an exclusive group or, you know, like high and mighty, people like that, like hypocrites.
I don't really know about the US specifically, but I think it's like it has no specific religion. Religion is not a basic thing. Most people are Christians, and we all know that, but there's no like the government is not religious, so everybody can be whoever he wants without like considering any bias. Back home, religion is the main thing. Is the first. Is the number one thing. First, you have to be a religious person. Then you have to do whatever you want in your life. But here in the US, no. It started with what you want, then.
I think a lot of people have like gotten away from God, really. Like they just don't want to go to church. They don't like.
They
feel
make
that.
excuses for
Yeah.
like time. We're just like dramatically like bringing our families up like that too. Like used to, like you went to church on Sundays.
But now all these like
yeah.
stores are just like, oh yeah, I'm going to stay open and stuff. Which used to like everybody would be closed.
How do you think that differs from other cultures and other countries?
Well, from other countries, it's like you could be studying like Buddhism, Judaism, etc. It's different depending on like the area that you're from, basically.
I feel like it's like one of those things where it's like living like my truth. Like everyone has their own religion, their own spirituality and stuff like that.
A lot of them do have like state religions where like that's the religion you're supposed to practice. And so even if someone wants to be like a Christian in China, like it's illegal. In America today, like with all like the terrorists, like you see a Muslim person or something walking around and you get scared.
Freak
and, like,
out.
That doesn't, just all the stories and like that's the way it shouldn't be that way. They should be able to have the freedom. Like just like I'm Catholic and stuff, so I have freedom to go to whatever Catholic church I want to. So they should be able to like if I want to make the sign of the cross right now, it's okay. They should be able to like start praying if they want to.
But in my country, no, it's different.
Okay.
Like the government Muslim, and they're very religious. But you still can do whatever you want in limited, like you feel like you're in a square because the government is there and they're religious and they will use religion to do whatever they want, and sometimes to force people to do what are their views. Like they used to use it, it's total bad. There is no benefit of this. People should see and should decide what they want to do. The government shouldn't do anything about it. Shouldn't force people to do whatever they want because it makes no sense. They use religion sometimes, but nowadays I think it's becoming much better than before. A lot of things change.
Okay. It's a little more progressive.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Have you ever considered yourself religious?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would consider myself religious.
Yes, but depending on who I'm talking to, I don't always use that word.
Have you? Yeah.
Yeah.
I have.
Are you open to other religious views?
I do like to listen to like how other people do things. Like I wouldn't say it helps me in my religion, but it helps me as a person.
I am. Like I think we should accept like anyone. Like if we all believe in something, like you believe in that, so we should like criticize them for believing in something if we believe in something too.
Like my grandma, she is like the most Catholic person you will ever meet. My brother, his girlfriend is a different religion. My grandma has said, she's like, I honestly don't really care if he stays in the Catholic Church. I just want him to go to church and to like believe in something.
I enjoy conversations about other religious viewpoints. I have a minor in religious studies from here. Most of my classes though were like covering like Christianity like topics, but it was still just really interesting to hear from all the different people in the class and like their experiences and like, you know, kind of just seeing all the different connections too, because a lot of the things are pretty similar depending on the religion, and so that's interesting.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm very open and I read about it, and like most of my friends are not same as my religion. Like I see, I look to my religion differently, and I find a lot of same things in other religions. So it kind of makes you think like there's only one God in the end, you know. Like if there's this similar things in different religions, then you think like maybe it all came from one source.
So is religion healthy?
I believe so. It is because it gives people like a sense of stability.
Yeah, I think it's good to believe in something. If you don't believe in heaven or hell, like
Then what do
you
you
don't,
do?
yeah,
Like,
like you don't have any consequences for your actions.
Yeah, but like for me, I don't want to die in hell. I don't want to burn.
Nobody really knows what heaven or hell would be.
Yeah, so we just like assume like from like movies or different views
Yeah,
and
so
stuff.
you
Like,
think heaven is gonna be like this perfect place? I
yeah,
guess.
all white.
Yeah.
Doves flying everywhere.
There's like
But
chocolate
really,
everywhere.
yeah.
A big thing is like having a relationship with God, and so when you're just like subscribing to a religion, it's almost like you're just focusing on like the do's and don'ts instead of focusing on like thinking about God and thinking about like God's teachings. I think a lot of people or Christians or whoever, they accidentally start worshiping the religion instead of actually worshiping God. So I think you just have to be careful.
Yeah.
Not all the time. I think it's sometimes religion makes you depressed if you're not like really aware about it. Like sometimes you feel like if I'm not doing this, maybe I'm a bad person, or like most of the time I think everybody should believe in something.
Do you consider yourself spiritual?
Yeah.
I would say yeah. Like I do if I feel kind of like on a spiritual level, then yeah. Because like I feel as though everything happens for a reason, and like He puts me in different situations to be successful.
Do you consider yourself spiritual?
Yeah, but it's not because I'm a religious person. Yeah, there's a big difference between religion and spirituality. Spirituality can be with. You don't have to be a religious person to think spiritual. Like when you're all by yourself, like you feel like you sense things, like you value things.
Just thanking God for like what all He's gave you, like.
And what does spirituality look like for you?
So for me, like I said, like having like a relationship with God, and trying to be close to Him. Obviously, you have times where you're not as close, you have times where you're closer. You know how it would be with anyone else. Like if you want to be close to a friend, you're going to spend time with them, you're going to talk to them, you're going to try to hear them, listen to them, tell them about your worries, your happiness, your whatever. And so I try to just do the same thing.
How do you think like God talks to you?
Obviously, I don't like audibly like hear His voice. That would be nice, but I feel like I hear Him most when I'm like being diligent about like having my quiet times and like reading my Bible and all of that. Because like I said, like the more you spend time with Him, the closer you're going to get, the easier it is to hear Him. And so hearing Him for me, I think would be certain passages that I'm reading or whatever that I feel like really speak to me, or if I really feel like Him nudging me in certain directions or like helping me with decisions, and things like that.
It could come in as like a dream, or like different signs happening. Like if I ask Him to like remove the negative things from my world or from my life, and like I see like friends starting to leave, and like I don't have a lot of friends, and that's His sign of saying these people were the negative people in your life. He's answering, but he's not sort of letting you know that He's answering.
College just kind of make me. I mean, not like go apart, but like I've done a lot of things, and I'm like, oh God. But I mean, I still feel like I still have that relationship like with Him. Like I feel like
he's here for you and like is providing for you. Just driving in the car, like I'll shut my radio off sometimes and just like sit there and just like think about like just anything, like God, and like just I'll just thank him for doing stuff for me.
Yeah, but like if you think about it too deep, you almost like get like holy shit, like is this actually real? Like I mean, there's times where I'm like questioning it, like because we like grew up like we had to believe in it, like because that's all we knew. But like we could never ask questions because like those people didn't actually know the like how to
The
answer
answer,
them.
unless you like go talk to a priest or something who like actually like knows. A lot of times you'll ask like a religion teacher or something who's just there to pretty much tell you Bible stories and stuff.
Yeah.
If you like ask them about like transubstantiation or something, they just don't really like understand, or like ask them why we do certain things that they do. They don't understand. They're like, we just do it. So
yeah, like that's the always the answer we get is like I don't know, we just believe in that. So like it's like frustrating because like we want to know.
Yeah, we
like,
want to.
Why are we doing
We're like
things
trying to
we're doing?
learn more about it and like understand it. Like we actually want to say in the church like if this is worth believing in. And
There's a lot of things.
Yeah, and
I don't believe in confession, and I'm like Catholic, which confession's like huge. Like I don't believe that I should go tell my sins to like a priest.
There's some place in the Bible that's like confess your sins to other people, but it doesn't
say
mean,
a
like
priest. Like I could just tell like someone else.
I think like
talk about it.
it's more like to get you to talk to someone, like talk, like so they can like help give you advice, feedback
like,
on
even
it.
with
and
the
stuff.
priest, you don't really get feedback. They just sit and listen.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like they don't tell you, oh well, stop having sex before marriage, or like stop drinking. Like that's a sin. They just like sit and listen and just take it in, the same as if like we were talking to God about it. You know what I mean? Like So I don't understand that either.
Do you have any like closing thoughts for the viewers?
I think that was fake. I don't know how that happened, but it was not real.
Just be yourself. You know, like if you feel like you're this person, then be that person. Don't steal anyone's personality. Just stay true to yourself.
I think people should read, should watch, should get like friends from different religions, so they could understand what's going on. Like when I came here first, like 9/11 was a really big thing during that time, 2001. And like whenever I came here, like it was different, but I still watched the media and I still read and watch the same thing, even after like it was cleared by the government and by everyone. And people just believe like what they see, what they're watching in the TV. They base this to religion. Because they are Muslims, they did this. Because they are Christians, they do this. And like if you look to other groups if you look to any groups or any other religion, you find like such these groups. Like now, it is ISIS, they're Muslims. And if we think about it, like if you go to Christians, there are also people in Christian faith, like you can say KKK, there are also people in Hindu faith, also Jewish people. There's always like a group who present, a big group like represent Christian, but they're not Christian. They're just using them. They're just using the religion to do their barbaric acts and
Yeah. You want to see some more magic tricks?
Indeed.